So a couple of weeks ago, a follower of mine on Twitter asked me if I could do a video talking about Ariana complaining about sexual objectification. And naturally, because I do not follow these celebrities, I had no idea what he was talking about. But I picked up on it pretty quickly by just Googling it. So I'm gonna read out her Twitter rant. She apparently, whatever happened, hurt her feelings so much, she decided to go on Twitter and vent to thousands of strangers. So I'm going to read what happened and discuss it. Went to pick up food with my boyfriend tonight, and a young boy followed us to the car to tell Mac that he's a big fan. In case you don't know, her boyfriend is Mac Miller, some kind of white rapper or something. I don't know. I've never listened to his music. I can't tell you anything about him. I don't know. I don't follow him. I don't know. He was loud and excited, and by the time M was seated in the driver's seat, he was literally almost in the car with us. I thought all of this was cute and exciting until he said, "Ariana is sexy as hell, man. I see you hitting that." Pause. Wait, did he say something gay? No, I'm kidding. I guess you guys, if only you watched the Boondocks, you'd get the joke. Anyway, hitting that? The fuck? This may not seem like a big deal to some of you. Well, at least you have some degree of self-awareness. But I felt sick and objectified. Oh my. I can't believe it. I can't believe you, Ariana Grande of all people, felt objectified. I am shocked that is the emotion you felt at that time. I wonder if you feel that way on stage or in those music videos. I wonder. I was also sitting right there when he said it. Question mark, randomly. I guess proper grammar isn't a thing on Twitter. I felt really quiet and hurt since that moment. Oh, poor baby, he hurt her feelings. He hurt her feelings. I'm sorry. That's a little. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at her. It is a bit sadistic of me to laugh at the fact that her feelings were hurt. But I mean, that was incredibly childish. That's like he called her a poo-poo head or something. He actually complimented her. I mean, it wasn't even a backhanded compliment. It was maybe a bit untoward. I mean, it certainly isn't the way I would put anything, especially if the person is standing there like, "Oh, I see you having sex with her." But I mean, it is a compliment. I mean, it's not an insult. Okay, whatever. Things like happen. She wrote this, not me. Things like that happen all the time, and are the kinds of moments that contribute to women's sense of fear and inadequacy. Now, this is confusing to me. I don't really know why she was scared. I don't know where fear factors into this scenario. Because it's not like the guy was going to do anything. I mean, it's not like she was alone. She was with her boyfriend. I don't get it. Unless she means sexual objectification makes women afraid that at all times some random guy is going to come out and rape them, which actually doesn't happen very often. And even then, the guy complimented her. He didn't say, "Oh, okay, whatever." And the thing about inadequacy, I really don't understand that. Considering that he was complimenting you, it means he was praising the fact that you try to look really pretty. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm a dummy. I am not a piece of meat that a man gets to utilize for his pleasure. No, of course not. Nobody said that you were. You implied it. You are projecting your own inadequacy onto this man's comment. I think if anything, what is really making you a little upset is the fact that the guy didn't acknowledge you. And I can see that as being a bit rude, because he didn't really care much about you. He cared more about Mac. However, he still did compliment you. He still did say that you were an attractive individual. A bit untowardly, certainly. If you were like, "That's a bit untoward," but I mean, he still said something nice. I could get that. But for you to be upset about it, again, this is projection. He didn't say that you're just some kind of blow-up doll for him to have sex with. He just said that he is having sex with you. And I would imagine that he is doing that, considering all the different types of songs you like to sing about it. So, I am an adult human being in a relationship with a man who treats me with love and respect. And I would imagine that man lovingly and respectfully has sex with you. So that means he would not be wrong. He would not be incorrect in his assessment. So what are you complaining about? I don't know. It hurts my heart that so many young people are so comfortable and are so comfortable enough using these phrases and objectifying women with such ease. Well, it's not like you're helping out the cause very much, Ariana. Just saying. I felt like speaking out about this one experience tonight because I know very well that most women know the sensation of being spoken about in an uncomfortable way publicly or taken advantage of publicly by a man. Perhaps very many women do understand that, and I get it. As far as being spoken of in any particular way, take that with a grain of salt, young ladies. I would rather somebody salivate at the thought of having sex with me than someone threaten to beat me up because I looked at them the wrong way. Life is totally different from the point of view of a man and a woman. Seriously, if you feel all gross and sad because some guy said he'd like to hit you, well, at least he means he wants to have sex with you. It doesn't mean he wants to punch you in the face like other douchebags say to men. I think this is a scenario where you can count your blessings. As far as being taken advantage of publicly, yeah, of course, I don't think anyone would be okay with that or comfortable with that. But that is not that's not what happened. So I mean, you're just trying to vicariously feel like a victim because other women have been victimized. But you can't absorb victimhood because you're a woman, Ariana. It's not how that concept works. We need to talk about these moments openly because they are harmful and they live on inside of us as shame. Why? He said you look nice. Okay, and untowardly, but okay, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. Stop. How can you... Okay, whatever. I'll talk about that in a second. We need to share and be vocal when something makes us feel uncomfortable, because if we don't, it will just continue. We are not objects or prizes. We are queens. Well, that's an absurd concept. I don't really like it when women or anyone for that matter refers to themselves as a king or a queen, because that would imply, one, some type of monarchy, and two, some type of rule over something. And then the obvious question must be asked: rule over what? I mean, what are you the queen of? I don't know, being a whiny asshole on Twitter? So I would imagine a lot of people wanted me to talk about this due to the fact that Ariana looks like a hypocrite. And honestly, I could see why someone would say that, considering that she has multiple songs talking about how she likes to get dick. One song, I believe, called Side to Side. I listened to it a couple of times to really try to understand what she was talking about. And first listen, my original thought was she was talking about a bad relationship that she likes to be in with the boy because she likes having sex with him. And I come to find out later that I was correct in my assessment. I think it's called Side to Side. If it's not, I'll annotate the video. But so she's literally, I think there's like an article where she literally said she was talking about getting on his dick is going to make it really hard for her to walk afterwards because they had such hard sex. So maybe I misquoted here, but like, I mean, like you've got to be kidding me. If you can get on stage, if you can make a music video, you know, almost naked, you know, half dressed, and then come back around and complain that someone only looks at you in a sexual way is astounding to me. I find it interesting that you're able to do that. So then, now I'm not the only person who called her out on this. There's a couple other people who did so as well, and this is her responses to them. She goes, at XX Tirza Jess XO, whoever that is, I don't know. That's the thing. Women expressing sexuality is often mistaken for, hi, come disrespect me. And that's just not the case. Now, this is an expression that I find to be completely lacking in substance. And that is women expressing their sexuality or expressing my sexuality. Now, what does that even mean? What exactly does that phrase even entail? Like, there's like that word almost mean that phrase almost doesn't even mean anything. Expressing, what do you mean by your sexuality? Expressing your desire for sex? Well, that doesn't make you special. That makes you normal. Yeah, you're not special. So, but then here's the thing. If expressing your sexuality is making it clear to people that you enjoy having sex and that you want to have sex, then wouldn't it make all of the sense in the world for that person to think of you as a sexual creature? I mean, not only did you come from sex, but you desire to have sex and you're using sex to sell a product. Why would the person not think of you sexually? Would that not be your intent if you're expressing your sexuality? If sexuality is your desire to have sex, your ability to have sex, and you're expressing it, well, that's exactly what you want. By definition. By the nature of the words used here. At least that's what I always imagined it to be. I could be wrong. Maybe I have no idea what that phrase means because it just sounds like bullshit to me. Saying a lot of, but look at how you portray yourself in videos and in your music. You're so sexual. Please hold. Next tweet. I repeat. Expressing sexuality in art is not an invitation for disrespect. Just like wearing a short skirt is not asking for assault. You want to know something? She's right. No, she's right. She's right. She's not wrong. However, I mean, if you are expressing your sexuality, again, you are expressing a desire to have sex. So wouldn't it just be natural for someone else who wants to have sex to pick up on that tone and try to offer it to you? Women's choice. Our bodies, our clothing, our music, our personalities. Sexy, flirty, fun. It is not an open invitation. And then apparently, you just have to use context clues as to what the question or what the response was. But she continues to say, you are literally saying that if we look a certain way, we are yours to take. But we are not. It's our right to express ourselves. Now this is something I find interesting about the mindset of women. And that is this mindset that women seem to think that they can have it both ways. And in a lot of circumstances, but we'll talk about sexually or sexual expression in today's video. And that is they seem to think that they can put out a bunch of sexual energy out into the world. They can dress a certain way, they can look a certain way, they can flirt and they can talk. And that other people are not going to respond to that, you know, in a way that they would like, or in a favorable way, or in a respectful way, or a way they deem as respectful. I mean, I would imagine that part of the problem here with Ariana, she didn't like maybe it's a bit narcissistic in the fact that she didn't like the fact that the guy acknowledged her presence there or acknowledged her in a favorable way. That could be part of it. But I think a huge other part of it is just the arrogance and the entitlement of a lot of women in this day and age who think, again, they can put out sexual energy, they can look sexual, they can act sexual, they can talk about sex, but God fucking forbid you assume or you make the reasonable assumption or you think or consider that that girl might want to have sex. Like it's amazing to me at how much women love to complain about the fact that people don't think that women want to have sex. And I've seen it a lot with a lot of feminists, or like when I go on Tumblr, sometimes I go on Reddit, so many women complain about the fact that they don't think that they can express themselves sexually. But then when they do it, and someone tries to give them the dick, or when someone judges them appropriately for, when someone calls them out, they then want to backtrack and say, oh, hold on, wait a minute. You know, just because I looked like this, just because I talked about sex, just because I wrote books about it, or I wrote short stories or rock, just because I'm showing my ass cheeks on the internet, it doesn't mean it's an open invitation for you to say sexual things to me. I can say sexual things, sure, but you can. I can do this, but you can. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just not reasonable. It's seriously not reasonable for Ariana Grande in particular, considering that sexual objectification is how she makes money. That's how she makes her living. You know, if someone thinks of her as a sexual icon, it would make perfect sense. Now, to me, personally, Ariana Grande is a woman that confuses me in terms of my attraction to her. And that is, I have no attraction to her. And that's because she looks like a child. I don't give a damn what anyone says. Ariana Grande looks like a 13-year-old. If I saw her walking down the street, and you just, how old is that girl? I'd be like, I don't know, what, 14? I don't know, maybe turned 14 last week is what I would put her. So I honestly don't really find her very attractive because she looks like a kid, and I'm not attracted to childish looking women, you know. This isn't me trying to virtue signal though. I'm making a point. And that point is, even someone who looks like a child, who looks innocent like Ariana Grande, is still blasting us with sexual energy. You know, she's still, in her music videos and her performances, she's still blasting us, and say us as her audience, or just people, you know, who see her billboards or listen to her songs. She's giving this energy out to us. And by energy, I mean this message, the words she's saying, the things, the atmosphere she's putting out, the feelings she's trying to make you feel. That's what I mean by energy. I'm not talking about like chi or the force, you know. For those who want to be pedantic, or that's what I mean when I say sexual energy. You know, she's blasting us for these different messages, and then in the same token, she wants to be upset or complain about the fact that someone perceives her in the sexual way, or someone doesn't think highly about her. But see, here's the thing, and this just goes out to women in general. If all you ever put out and all you ever show is your sexual side, or the sexual energy, why would anyone think higher than that? Why would anyone think any more of you of that? Let's take this for example. Let's say this. Let's just, you know, just make this up. Let's say every day there's some guy who commutes to work, right? And he walks by the park every day, and he sees me in the park every day doing some push-ups, doing some kicks, You know, then he goes for his lunch break, and I'm still in the park, and I'm meditating. And he sees me every single day. You know, he walks to work, he goes for lunch, he just sees me kicking and punching and doing push-ups. He sees I shaved my head one day, right? And I'm meditating, and he sees every day for 2 or 3 months. Now let's say he's going grocery shopping, and he sees me in the aisle. And he goes, "Oh, you're that monk from the park. You're the monk, the guy. Yo, you do the kicks and you meditate." And then me just gets mad. What you mean the monk from the park, nigga? You don't know me. What, you call me a monk? You call me Chinese, a Chinaman? Now that wouldn't make any sense. Because from the worker's point of view, all he's ever seen me do is work out and meditate like a monk. That's his idea of me, because that's all he's ever seen. It's the same thing as a woman. If all you've ever seen is a woman blasting you with sexual energy, Ariana Grande, for example, if all you ever see is her sexual side, why would you think anything else of her? You don't know anything else. Like, a lot of women don't seem to get that. They get upset at the fact that men only look at them in a sexual way, but they never realize there's no other way to look at you. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. You know, if you're showing me your ass cheeks and you know your tits are about to burst out of your top, that's all I see. You know, if you focus on all this makeup that makes you look older than what you are, that's all I see. I don't know anything else about you. So why would you expect me to think complexly about who you are as an individual when the only thing I've seen is a nice ass and some tits about to burst out of your shirt? Why would I? Like, that's a question a lot of women don't seem to stop and consider. And I mean, that's a question for anyone in general, but since, you know, we're talking about women, you know, today, that's the question that ladies should ask themselves. Why would any man think higher of you than the sexual energy you've blasted at us? And I guess last thing to say is, if you're not one of those women that dress in this particular way or blast themselves or talk about sex or try to shove sex in everyone's face, well, then if you don't apply, let it fly. I'm not talking about you. You're fine. You're cool. Go read a comic book or something. I don't know. I'm just talking specifically, though, about women like Ariana Grande. And here's the thing, you know, and here's a question some people could ask. I mean, what if Ariana Grande wasn't, you know, blasting sexuality at us? Would this be okay? Would this be a reasonable assumption to make? And I would say, no, not really. Not if she isn't doing that. But since she is, she really can't complain. And no woman similar to her can complain either. I mean, again, you got a woman that looks like she's 13 blasting sex in her face. I don't really think she has, I mean, she has the right, but I don't really think she has a leg to stand on when it comes to complaining about sexual objectification, considering that is exactly what lines her pockets. So with that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Yeah, shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.